Alright guys, this is going to be our next little job. This is the ram that we're going to mount the tool into for doing our slotting work. It's 25 by 25 square. I've got a bit of 30mm black stock that we're going to machine down to suit. 294 long, and I've got two bores that I need to put in to set the position of the stroke, not the length of the stroke, the position of the stroke. When I go to the long stroke stuff, I need to come into this one here, otherwise we're going to hit into the guide box. Short stroke stuff, we come into this one here. So fairly straightforward. So we've got the two bore holes we've got to do. We've got to do a bore up inside the nose here to be able to support the tool holder, and just a couple of drilled and tapped holes, M6s I think they are, that we just got to pop into there. I'll have a look when I get back to my CAD. But fairly straightforward. We'll start with all job start. Well, second place job start, all job start on the CAD. The next step is to cut the stock, so I'll head on out to the bandstool and we'll get that cut off to around about 298. Give us a little bit to clean up on the ends. Alright, we'll get into that one. Alright guys, we'll get this knocked down. This is a bit of 32mm square, the old 1.25" stuff. I'm going to knock 3mm off each side. That'll give me 1/2 mm on each side then to go through and clean up. I'll leave it around about 0.15, 0.2 oversize, and we'll set it up in the grinder to do the final grinding operation to get it down to size. I've got this overhanging about 50mm on each side. I don't like doing that. It does tend to vibrate. You do tend to get it not machining bang on size, but I think with our final cleanup, if we take our time, we should be able to machine any anomalies out of that. Alright, well, we'll get into it. We'll see how we go. So as I said, 3mm on all. Righto, we're almost down to size. I'll leave 0.1 of a mil just to come back with. I've got a really thick rolled over bird on this side. So I find if I leave 0.1 to come back, it just takes that edge off and I can file that away quite easily. Righto, so that's left at 1mm oversize on all four sides. So I'll take 1/2 mm off each side just to bring it down to within about 0.15, just to give it that final grind to finish it out. It's come up with a really nice finish too with this, and as I've been measuring this as we're moving along, it's around about 0.02 within parallel. So for roughing cuts, that's pretty good. But as I said, we'll do some finishing cuts and get that ready for final grind. Righto, final cut. We'll take this down to within 0.15. I've done this edge here already. That's down within 0.15, and it's got 0 taper on it, so I'm very happy with that. Righto, last cut. Alright guys, I've machined off one end, just cleaning up this end here, just using the 12-inch ruler to do the measurement. Not a critical dimension, aiming for 294, I've got about 1/2 mm to go. Alright, that should be it. Give it a quick measure. Yeah, that's close enough. Alright, we'll set up in the surface grinder now. We'll get this down to 25mm square. Once we've got it one side done to 25mm square, I'm just going to try that in the box slide, and we'll see how that's feeling. Alright, we're just going to start feathering this down to size now. I've got maybe about 0.015 left to go, and we'll start putting a nice finish on this. I've been measuring this a little bit as we go, and it's dead smack parallel. I can't pick it on the mic. So yeah, really happy with this little grinder. This is one I picked up from the toolmaker's workshop that was going out of business. It's a Targa made in Taiwan. It's for what it is, for a workshop like mine, this is really high quality. I can hold very tight tolerances on this little grinder. Not a huge stroke. I can stroke around about 320mm is the maximum I can stroke on this. It's got a good Z-axis on it, so I can do setups and get quite a good head height out of it as well. But when I did purchase this, I did strip this right down to bare bones and replaced the bearings in here, stoned everything, tied it right up all over, and I haven't had any issues with it since. I had to buy a new magnetic chuck. The one that was on there was pretty cactus, but this closed pole unit's a nice mag based table. All right, we'll keep going. As I said, we're just going to wash this out now. Right, I'll measure that up, and we'll try it in the box slides and see how that's looking. Hopefully I'll try and show you guys what it comes up at. And that's, oh yeah, it's dead nuts on 25. And that's dead nuts on 25. See what it's like in the middle. You can see that, but that's dead nuts on 25. So, yeah, extremely accurate little surface grinder, this one. Alright, I'll strip this box guide down and we'll see how it's going to fit up inside. Okay, it does fit, but it's a little bit too firm for my liking. I'm going to take off another 0.05 of a millimetre off it just to ease it up a little bit. Remember too, we've got those gib adjusters in there to take up any slops. So, but I still like to start off with a nice firm fit. All right, we'll get into that. Another 0.05 off, and then we'll try it again. Alright, well, I'll continue on with that. It gives a bit of a motley finish on here. I haven't balanced this wheel, and I'll need to do that. I was looking at Steve Summers' site, and he's got a balancing jig used for model aircraft propellers. So I might look at getting something like that to balance these wheels, and see if I can get rid of that very, very light motley finish, just to give a bit more consistency on the finish. Right, so we've got this in place now, and that's a nice, really nice fit in there. I'm really happy with that fitment. That's brilliant. Now if we just go and nip these up just a little bit, we do get it to bite, and we only need to just take them up the tiniest little bit. And I can get that to move, but that is very firm there. So that's the sort of fitment that we're after. All right, we'll work on the other two sides and get this finished off, and then we'll set up to do the bores for the shear pin to work off the crank. Righto, we finished all the grinding. So I've just got this in place now. I've got no pressure on that at the moment, and that's just a beautiful glide finish. I'm really, really happy with that. I may even shorten this up a little bit. I'll see how it goes with the stroke, but there's absolutely no slop in that at the moment. I've only got these just the lightest of touch on those. The same with these ones. So I've only got the lightest of touch on those. As you can see, and that's just a beautiful glide. I'm really happy with that. All right, the next thing we'll set up is the boring to pick up the shear pin for the crank, and then we'll do some work in the forger and the lathe to drill and bore into here, and then we'll drill and tap to be able to mount our tool extension in. All right, guys, we'll catch you soon. All right, just before I break this down again, I thought I might just see how our oiling system goes. I'll lean over the camera. I'll try and a bit of a leak there. Let's see if we can see any oil coming out when we actually operate the slides. I've been thinking about this one up underneath, and I can either make that a threaded fitting with a 90°, or I can make up a little manifold block that bolts up underneath there, and I can pop one of my oilers into that. A bit of a think about what we want to do there, make it a bit easier. Alright, well, we've got that oiled up. Let's have a look. Well, I can certainly see an oil film, and that's an awful lot easier to move. That's a very nice gliding action. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but yeah, it's got a nice oil film on that. So I'm really, really happy with that action we've got on that now. All right, as I said, next step is we'll get set up and we'll do the boring for the crank arm. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. All right, guys, we're going to bore these two holes. They're a diameter 16, 12 in from the end, and then 18mm centres. So I've used the edge finder, got to the centre, edge finder, found the edge, and we've come in 12. So we're going to start the centre drilling, and then we'll open them up to around about 14, and then finish them off with the boring head. Right, we'll open that up with a 9/16 drill, which is just a tad over 14, and then we'll go through the boring bar. I was watching Dan Dobbin's channel the other day, and he had this magnificent little chip breaker that goes on the head of the drill, on the drill chuck, that basically gets rid of those long, spindly bits of swarf that come off, and puts them into nice little tiny chips. And I thought, geez, what a wonderful idea! It looks fairly old. It looks like it's very old technology, but some of that old stuff is fantastic. I love watching it. I've only got another couple of cuts to do with the bore, and then we'll be out the size. We should have around about 0.07 left to go on this after this cut. Alright, let's see where we're at, guys. .015. I'm happy with that. Righto, done. What we'll do next is I need to set this up in the 4-jaw, and we're going to bore the hole in the end here to take the tool holder. So we'll see you when we get back ready for that one. Righto guys, I'm just getting this ram centered up so we can do the hole up the end for the tool holder. And there's a number of ways you can do the squares, but I just work off maximum to minimum and zero it, and go to the opposite side. And that's within half a thou. Right, that was a 14.5 mm drill. I'll set up the boring bar now, and we'll bore that out to 16. Right, I've got about 0.0375 left to go on this. So I'm going to take off roughly 0.03. Almost have to move the camera, guys, to get in there and measure that, because the stand is right in the way. Alright, I'll bring you back in a tick. Righto, I've got 0.15 left to go. Righto, so we'll see how that's going to fit up. That's the tool holder that I've got out of the slot for the bridge port. That's a beautiful fit. It's just the airlock in there just coming out. Alright, all done. What I will do now is I'm going to drill and tap just for a small grub screw just to hold that in place. So I'll quickly do that now, and then I think we'll call this one finished. Righto, all done. I'll deburr that and we're finished with the ram.